Let's go through the best way to farm ultimate Viessa, shall we? To start with, we need to do one of the hard mode infiltrations in Kingston so that we can get cells. This is then unlocked with the Executioner, so you will need to be able to at least beat the first hard mode boss to start farming this, but it isn't too difficult. The only real downside is that it's a 6% drop rate. We farmed 34 of them and then went and rolled it. We got cells, not too bad, but it does take a long time and it is a bit of a repetitive task. Make sure you save the stabilizers for it as you are running the mission. The next tough piece to get is the Amorphous Pattern 108, because 6% drop rate, so you're going to want 34 of these as well. And again, make sure you're saving stabilizers as you're farming these to use on this, because this is one of the tougher parts to get and can take a little bit of a while. For this, you're going to want to come over to Hagios. You can see on the map we're in the Dune base area. One of the best things about this one though is that this is very quick to farm for, as this is one of the fastest organic void shards in the game. This is not too bad to run. The only tough bit is going to be farming out the Amorphous from the base. I've cleared the base out so it's easy for me to get into position, but as we look at the base, so we've come to the western side of it here, so we're looking up the hill. We want to go between the cliff and the wall just here. This is where I like to start, and then we can go on through the base once it resets. All right, so once we're ready, hop on over. Number 1, number 2. It's pretty much a 180. 3, and down the hill. 4. At this point, I like to get a slash off if we can, and back to being invisible. Should gather up all of the enemies down at the bottom end. Obviously, I kind of fumbled the controls there a little bit, but we should be fine. Pop a load of the enemies off. And then defeat the boss. So rinse and repeat that. Obviously, you can take 34 of these. You are going to want to use the stabilizer on this. The other drop is going to give you the Kyle code, so, you know, not too much bother there, really. Obviously, take the Kyle code without stabilizers and use stabilizers to get the Viessa code, and then you can be pretty effective in the way that you're farming this. Next up, then, we go for the stabilizers, which is in Egna Desert. It's right at the northern end with the, well, it's just called the storage, not storage area. And you can see it's just above us right here. This is actually co-located with one of the newer Amorphous, so we're actually going to get some Juno parts as you farm this now, which is rather nice. It's a shame I wasn't there while I was farming my Viessa, because that would have been rather handy. This one's not too bad. We can just slide on up, as you can see. We've not even been seen yet. And then again, most of the time's down. And this one's a pretty simple cycle. Then again, slash, visible. This boss can be quite tough, so be a bit careful. Has some of the most unfair moves that the bosses can have, in my opinion. Try to take some enemies out so you're not under pressure all of the time. When he does that, make sure you're around the corner, because those things can literally bend in a U-shape. Whichever direction you go in, they just don't seem to be avoidable. So try to block them with the wall. Again, once his orbs are up, try to keep him blocked, because his damage is quite outstanding. So we're just going to use the walls to our advantage. Alright, rinse and repeat that until you have around 20, in my opinion, because this is a 10% drop here. Therefore, you shouldn't really need to use any of the stabilizers on this. And just so you can see, 90 AA is going to be dropping us the SMO and Lunar code. So you may want to farm that one up as well, because it's just nice to be getting several Descendants all at once. That leaves us with the code, which comes from the Moonlight Lake, which is in the northern part of Vespers. And this one's pretty easy, but the boss here can be a bit of a pain in the ass, so we'll go through it and jump on in, start interacting with these. It's only 3, but they are quite spread out, so make sure while using your roll to get around nice and easy. Again, I like to give slash, go invisible to gather things up. There is a veritable horde in here, so the more of these we can take out, the better. Because this boss, like, is easy, but it does spawn extra adds, so just be careful of it. Yeah, here we go. Careful of that. The orbs down. And finished off. Alright then, that's all of the parts. and should allow you to get your ultimate Viessa. The code is also a 10% drop, so I recommend getting 20 of the amorphous for this. And the good thing about this is the additional amorphous that we get from this also drops the ultimate Lepic code, also drops the ultimate Lepic enhanced cells, so you will be getting some extra parts for an additional ultimate whilst you're doing this, so should be pretty good. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you all on the next one.